Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the next presentation of today's MWB High-Tech Engineering Conference. I'm happy to welcome Kevin Lorenz, Investor Relations Manager of Washtec. A housekeeping note: the conference is being recorded and all participants are in a listen-only mode. If you have questions for the Q&A session, please submit them using the chat box. And now let's get started. Mr. Lorenz, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation to today's High-Tech Engineering Conference. I'm glad to be here. My name is Kevin Lorenz. I'm the Investor Relations Manager at Washtec. And today I will try to give you a brief introduction into Washtec, some insights into the dynamics of the car wash market, and also into our plans for the future. So without further ado, let's go directly to the next page and start with our most important financial figures to introduce Washtec. In 2024, Washtec's revenue was just shy of 500 million euro. And even though our revenue declined slightly year on year, we were able to increase our EBIT to 45.5 million euro, which is equivalent to a 9.5% EBIT margin. Washtec generally has a very strong cash flow profile and generated 40 million euro. This is equivalent to more than 8% of total revenues. Also, our ROCE is strong and healthy with 23.6%. Please go to the next page. And for a broader introduction to our business, we are the leading manufacturer of car wash machines. As such, we currently have over 43,000 systems installed worldwide, of which more than 13,000 are already connected to our cloud, meaning we know at every moment what they are doing and we own the data. With our installed base, more than 3 million vehicles are being washed every single day. We have around 1,800 dedicated employees, of which more than 700 work in our service business line. And together with our partners, we are present in over 80 countries. Our experience in the market goes back to more than 60 years ago when we invented the first solutions for automated car washing. Ever since, we are not only the market leader, but also the innovation leader in the vehicle washing industry. And this also summarizes our key strengths. We have the largest service network in Europe. We have the largest installed machine base worldwide. We are the innovator within our industry. And we have our comprehensive product portfolio, which allows us to act as a one-stop shop for our clients. So let's please go to the next page. And so what does this one-stop shop product portfolio look like? First of all, we offer all typical kinds of car wash equipment, which makes up about half of our annual revenues. Rollover car washes, which can be mostly found at gas stations, are the backbone of our business. No other competitor worldwide has more rollover systems in the field. But our product portfolio covers all kinds of car wash equipment. There are the so-called tunnel car washes, where your car is being pulled on a conveyor belt in order to clean as many cars as possible. And there are solutions for very large vehicles, like trucks and buses. Also, there are jet washers for everyone who enjoys cleaning their cars themselves, and water recycling equipment to reduce the consumption of fresh water. Furthermore, we have our recurring business products. These include consumables like washing liquids, car polish, etc., and technical services, which both provide steady income at very attractive margins. This whole offering is complemented by leasing and rental solutions. And finally, we've introduced various digital solutions, just to name a few. There are our Car Wash Assist, which provides immediate remote service to support unmanned sites, or solutions like Wash Now and Easy Car Wash Pro, which help our clients to increase traffic at their sites. So now let's go to the next page and dig a bit deeper to have a look at one of our major USPs and competitive advantages, our technical service network. As already mentioned, of our 1,800 employees worldwide, more than 700 work in our service business line. But in order to fully understand the importance of the service network, you have to understand some general market dynamics. Car wash operators, our direct customers, usually run a very profitable business. The cost for a single car wash for water, electricity, and chemicals vary depending on the location. But generally, you can say that they are between €1 and €2 per car wash. Compare it to whatever you pay at your local washing service, and you know the contribution margin. Most of the income is generated around peak hours, especially Fridays and Saturdays. So now just imagine if the equipment is not running during these peak times and the operator loses almost a quarter of their monthly revenues. Now, we probably have the best performing machinery in the market, but they also need servicing because they run in an extremely challenging environment, including humidity, water exposure, and chemicals. Luckily, the next Washtec service technician is not far away and can fix the problem. No other competitor in Europe comes even close to the scale of our service network. And this really explains why especially so many international operators, our key accounts, prefer Washtec equipment. So let's go to the next page to present you with our geographical business spread. First of all, there's the segment Europe and Others, which basically includes the whole world outside North America, but largely focuses on Europe. This segment is particularly strong in 2024. It generated almost 400 million euros in revenues at a double-digit EBIT margin. Here we have an installed base of around 38,000 car wash machines. Second is the North American segment, where we operate under the brand name Mark 7, which generated 85 million euros in 2024. Mark 7, which has an own manufacturing site in Denver, Colorado, historically has a lower EBIT margin. This is partially due to the fact that in the US, we are not producing our own consumables, but instead we act as a reseller. In both segments, the total number of car wash sites is still growing, but most importantly, the car wash equipment market is a replacement market. What does it mean? Once the machine reaches its end of life, the operator replaces the machine. This life cycle of a car wash machine is typically 8 to 10 years. Furthermore, in both markets, we have strong relationships with several key accounts. At the beginning of this year, we were able to renew a major tender contract in Europe, and in June, we also renewed a large tender contract in the US. Apparently, the negotiations for the US contract took a bit longer than originally expected, which weighed on the business results in the first half of 2025. But now that the contract is renewed, by the way, at more favorable terms, we see the segment to pick up again. So please go to the next slide. Now let's have a look at the broader picture, the major market trends, and how Washtec answers to these. First, our direct customers really depend on high machine availability. As explained earlier, we tackle this one with our high quality of our solutions and the excellent fast response service. Second, personnel shortages. This is a structural problem. Car wash operators need solutions through which they can manage their operations with fewer staff and still deliver the right quality. We are working on solutions that allow the operator to reduce the necessary staff on site or even operate without staff. Our Car Wash Assist, for example, aims to remotely solve singular issues of end customers or the machinery on site. Third, comfort and convenience. The end customer demands a convenient car wash experience. This starts with how they buy the car wash and ends with the total time needed to complete it. Here we are constantly working on many incremental solutions to improve the whole end customer experience. Fourth, stagnating number of car washes. So how often an individual car owner washes their car remains largely flat, with one exception. A subscription model is being introduced. I will talk more about this point on the next slide. And finally, sustainability. And customers become more and more aware of environmental footprint, but it's not just about environmental consciousness. Some European regions that are facing drought periods introduced very tight regulations about water usage. In extreme cases, operators have to close their businesses for several weeks during summer if they have not yet installed a water reclaim system. That is why we have introduced a number of sustainability solutions over the past years. Just to name a few, we have 6,500 water reclaim systems in use. All our chemicals are meanwhile biodegradable, and last year we introduced more eco-friendly packaging solutions for our chemicals, which reduce plastic usage. To stay on course with our response to these trends, Washtec has defined 4 overarching goals. This is comfort and ease of use, economic success, sustainability, and quality. This is our compass, and everything we develop is now internally prioritized and measured according to these 4 pillars. Please move 1 slide ahead. Perfect. I have mentioned a moment ago that there's one trend that can significantly boost how often end users wash their cars and thereby grow the overall market: subscriptions. Wait a second, I think you moved 1 slide too far. No, sorry, it's fixed. Okay, sorry. So what does it mean in practice? You pay a flat monthly fee and you can wash your car as often as you want. You already know that the marginal cost of each individual car wash is minuscule, which enables the subscription model's success. Yeah, no, we are 1 slide behind, sorry. This one is. In the US and in the Nordics, almost every operator already runs a successful car wash subscription model. In the US, car washes made through subscriptions usage make up actually the majority of car washes. But it's not just the Nordics and the US. We also observe that more and more operators in the other European markets explore subscription models. And every time we see the same effect. Subscribers wash their cars around 3 times as often than single service payers. Of course, it takes a couple of years until operators transition their clients into such a new business model, but we are certain that subscriptions are gaining momentum all over Europe. For an operator, the benefits of such a model are obvious. Of course, total sales are increasing, but operators also create a fixed income stream at the beginning of each month. And each car wash is still very profitable due to the low variable costs. Finally, the lock-in effect increases customer loyalty. In order to increase the pace of this market transformation, we provide operators with the right digital tools like Wash Now or Easy Car Wash Pro. If you, by the way, want to know more about them, you can watch the recording of our Capital Markets webcast from July of this year on our Investor Relations website. But most importantly, not only the operator benefits from subscriptions, Washtec benefits as well, and actually on multiple levels. First, with increasing numbers of car washes, the operator, of course, needs more chemicals, which we provide. The machines need more regular service, for which we have the service network in place, but also equipment demand will increase since the machine reach the end of their life cycle faster. And finally, through our digital solutions, we provide an ecosystem for operators, which also impact positively on the client's direct loyalty. Now let's move to the next slide. Considering all these trends in our industry, we saw that it's not anymore enough to be a machine manufacturer with some added value products. No, we must transform into a comprehensive solution provider. It's a journey that has already started, but we are still far from the end. Let me illustrate this on this slide. So for our SmartCore Connect, our newest rollover machine that we introduced this year, we created product bundles containing bundles of equipment, consumables, and our technical service that we can offer to our customers as a solution package and connect them through our digital platform. Since the bundle with consumables and service is a basic requirement, it will further expand the share of our recurring revenues. As you can see in the chart, our main product, the rollover machine, has already been integrated. Other equipment lines will follow. Down the road, this will also enable us to offer completely new services. Of course, the decisive factor in this transition's success is to create added value for our clients and to effectively solve any emerging problems they may face. So this was our business model and our plans for the future. Now let's talk finance. For that, I will ask you to go to the next page. Yeah. One of the first things that our CFO, Andreas Papst, introduced when he joined Washtec end of 2022 are 3-year financial plans. And meanwhile, we feel comfortable sharing our goals for the development of these KPIs. We, by the way, shared these for the first time in July of this year during our Capital Markets webcast. We've set ourselves ambitious targets until 2027. With an average revenue growth of 5% per year, we plan to achieve a clear double-digit EBIT margin of 12 to 14%. And free cash flow will remain at a high level of 40 to 50 million euro, while we will increase our already strong ROCE even further to above 28%. On the next slide, we can see more detailed plans. Let's have a look at the expectations of our revenue development by segments. We will focus on our 2 segments, Europe and North America, by expanding our market share and bundling our offerings. We want to grow in all regions. We expect that in 2027, our strongest local market will still be Germany, followed by the US and France. Digging a little deeper into the different segments, we see ourselves with over 40,000 installed machines continuing our position as a market leader. For Europe, we expect for the upcoming years a stable or slight increase of car wash sites, whereas in North America, the expected growth rate will be higher. So given the fact that the number of car wash sites is only slightly growing and our ambition of rising revenues in all markets, we clearly need to introduce market-changing ideas, which we have. With the further expansion of our integrated solutions, we will be able to boost our business in all markets. Higher number of individual car washes, especially due to subscriptions, will lead to higher turnover of consumables, service will follow, and the replacement cycle of car wash machines will shorten. Digitization will allow us for easier cross-selling, on top of already being the major enabler to bundle all of our offerings and help us to transform into a comprehensive solution provider. Now, coming to the operating result on the next slide. Please let me first highlight that over the past 3 years, we have been able to continuously increase the EBIT margin, and this is exactly the trend that we aim to continue. As stated in the guidance for 2025, we also aim for an overproportional EBIT growth compared to revenue. And by 2027, we expect to reach an EBIT margin between 12 and 14%. One of the key drivers of this profitability increase will be the growing share of recurring revenue from service and consumables, the business lines with the highest margins. Please move one slide ahead. Last but not least, let's have a look at the dividend return to our shareholders. Washtec operates a very cash-generative business, and therefore we also stand for a steady or slightly increasing dividend. And this is exactly what we did over the past years. For 2024, we paid out a dividend of €2.40 per share as 103.5% of net income for the year or 81% of full year's free cash flow. With that, Washtec had a really attractive dividend yield of 5.5% and will continue to stand for a high shareholder return. And now we are reaching the end. So please move to the last slide. Thank you. Let me conclude. First, Washtec provides the best-in-class car wash equipment and consumables and service. And second, we are on the path to provide an even better experience for our clients through our comprehensive integrated solutions. Third, we have the largest service network and the largest installed machine base globally. This is, on the one hand, the enabler for our further development, but also the economic moat, our Burggraben, that protects us from our competition. Fourth, we believe in our business plan, and we have a proven track record in achieving overproportionate EBIT growth and will continue its trend. And finally, Washtec continuously ranks among the highest dividend returning stocks in the German prime standard, providing attractive returns to our shareholders. And with that, thank you for your attention,